do go into halftime with the lead. Had an even bigger lead, allow the New York Knicks to go on a little bit of a run there to end that second quarter. But hey, the Bulls are competing right now. And they're playing the way that we wanted to see them compete. And that's one of the biggest things in here. Kobe White's found his shooting stroke again, which is definitely helping the offense back to operating the way we wanted to. He's 3 for 5 from 3-point range so far with 13 points. DeMar DeRozan's leading the way, going 8 of 10 for 19 points from DeMar DeRozan overall. The Bulls are taking care of the ball somewhat, 7 turnovers, but the New York Knicks had 12 turnovers, so that definitely is playing off into the Bulls' favor. You also have 16 points off turnovers. We have 4 second chance points. We have 11 fast break points. The Knicks only have 4, and we have 14 points in the paint so far in this game. We are losing the rebounding battle, though. We're being out rebounded 24-19. Want to see that kind of tighten up for the Chicago Bulls, but other than that, all things considered, the Bulls are playing pretty solidly so far in this half. Have a 4-point lead over the New York Knicks at home. By no crazy separation by any stretch of the imagination, so they're definitely going to need to make sure that they stay locked in. Jalen Brunson is on fire. He's 7-10 from the field for 18 points. Julius Randle's 4 of 10 for 12 points. One of the keys to this game was always making sure that you can force one of those guys to have an inefficient night. So far, that's Julius Randle in this game. Andre Drummond's 0 of 5 from the field. He has 2 points, but he does have 9 rebounds and 1 steal in this game as well. Alex Caruso has 8 points. Patrick Williams has 5 points in this game. And then we have total of 8 points off the bench, 4 of those coming from Alex Caruso. Javon Carter still looks like shit. Just to be frank, Terry Taylor and Dalen Terry both with 1 basket each with 2 points apiece. So listen, the Bulls are shooting the ball 45% from the field, 47% from three-point range. They're 8 of 17 right now, and they're 7 of 9 from the free throw range. So, those things are playing a part, playing in the favor of the Chicago Bulls. And so right now we're taking care of the business that we need to take care of so far in one half of basketball. We still got a whole nother half to play. The Bulls can't get lax out there. We need to find the energy, get back to executing defensively, which we did a pretty solid job at in the first half of this game, was play defensively. But listen, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination. The Bulls just got to tighten up on some things defensively. So far in the second quarter of this game, overall in this game, we have a defensive rating of 99. So maybe I need to indeed shut the fuck up, because that's an amazing defensive rating. And we have an offensive rating of 107. When you look at that, that's basically flipped. For the New York Knicks, they have an offensive rating of 99 and a defensive rating of 107. So right now, the Bulls are taking care of business, man. Like I said, if it wasn't for that little bit of stretch by the New York Knicks to end this second quarter, the Bulls would have went into that with a 6 or 7 point lead. So that's really a key part for the Chicago Bulls, and being able to come back, take the lead back, because they did go down early in this game, but the Bulls were able to compete back. They lost the first quarter 24-26, but then won the second quarter 31-25. So listen, Bulls are playing the way that we want them to play. They're executing pretty solidly, moving the ball around, and that's all you want to see right now. And let's hope that continues for the Chicago Bulls in the second half of this game. We got Benji in the building, says Javon Carter playing his way out of the rotation. Dude dribbles too much and makes bad decisions. We're making our shots tonight. It's a make or miss league. I really do think if everybody was back healthy, right? We got Vooch, we got Zach, we got Torrey Craig. Javon Carter probably would be the odd man out at this point right now. But he's not the threat to shoot the ball like Javon Carter, but Dalen Terry's playing better defensively. And because of that, he's impacting the game, I think, in a more positive way than what Javon Carter is. Joe says, such a relief seeing Kobe hitting threes. Bulls look like they know how to play team basketball again. Hopefully they can keep it rolling in the second. Listen, Kobe's three-point shot really helps add so much spacing to a team that just doesn't have traditional spacing. So when Kobe is hitting those threes at a decent rate, it really does open up the rest of the game for the Bulls. The Bulls are winning, but the New York Knicks are going to respond. Oh, facts. Like, it's not over with. And the New York Knicks are going to come out, especially Jalen Brunson, in the second half of this game, and they're going to try to kill the Bulls. Good minutes from Taylor, the Tractor Taylor, and Agent of Chaos Dalen Terry. Those are funny nicknames, Joe. Sydney says, this is why Drummond shouldn't start, but the Bulls are playing so much better tonight. Night and day difference. When you're hitting your three-pointers, it really does change everything. And they're getting turnovers. They're getting out in transition. That's the thing that happens right now. Got no choice at the moment. No Vooch. Absolutely. Hey, you ain't got no Vooch. Drummond is awful. That's funny. Shay in the building says somebody needs to tell this team that when you get a turnover, everybody else needs to run. Everybody's just jogging up the court. I mean, listen, Listen, I'm the Bulls are winning with the pace right now. So but I definitely agree with you. We did miss some opportunities, man, out there. Shay again says, now I can see why the New York Knicks don't go far. Julius Randle tries to do too much. Isaac in the building. Isaac says, Kobe finding his shot again. That's a big part of it. Kobe is finding his shot, and that really does help add some spacing to this team, as I mentioned earlier. Debo playing really well tonight. We needed it. Yeah, Debo's playing really well. 8 for 10 from the field, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. He's active. And listen, he's playing. I really was worried about OG Anunoby's defense on DeMar DeRozan because OG plays DeMar really, really good historically. But hey, DeMar's playing really well right now. Now, they're going to adjust in the second half. This is a Tom Thibodeau coach team. And he makes the second half defensive adjustments. So do not be surprised if the New York Knicks defense looks completely different out there in the second half of this game, and how the Bulls adjust to that is probably going to write the story of how successful the Bulls can be in the second half of this game, because Tibbs adjustments are coming. And one thing that we know about Tibbs, defensive minded wise, he's amazing. He's a beast. So you got to worry about that. Definitely got to worry. Michael Berry in the building says, yo, what's going on, Michael? Glad to have you in the building. Daniel, yo, what's up, Daniel? Glad to have you in here as well. Haize, if I'm Javon Carter, I'm playing exactly like Klay Thompson, moving without the basketball. But the difference is that Javon Carter is supposed to be playing point guard out there for us. So it's kind of he doesn't get a lot of off ball actions out there. Maybe that is the way to get him involved and maybe get him out this slump. Gio in the building says, Bulls should win this if we keep it clean with the ball. Well, like I said, it's more than just that, because those defensive adjustments from Tibbs are coming in the second half. And how the Bulls respond to that that's going to be the important part of it. Those defensive adjustments are coming. I didn't like the way Drummond gave up at the end on the second quarter after he blew the bunny. This is the reason why this guy's now the starting center. He does weird stuff sometimes. He definitely does some weird shit sometimes. It just is what it is. Tibbs looks like he's blowing a head gasket. I wouldn't be surprised if he was pissed about that. It's Seaway's World in the building. Says, hey, Haize, DeMar's putting on a clinic, legit making my night. Hey, I'm glad that is working for you. Old Man Breezy says, DT be dribbling the ball like going to do the paint, going to the paint, and then just kicks it back out. That's funny. Oh, man. Tibbs looks like he's about to take his hands out of his armpits and smell. That's oddly specific there, Archangel. Jesus. Stephen A. Smith is sad as hell about the Knicks losing to the Bulls right now. Well, fuck him. Like, listen, you guys know how I feel about Stephen A. Smith if you've been around long enough, man. Knicks are turning the ball a lot. Let's try to capitalize on that as much as we can tonight. Yeah, if they're going to keep turning the ball over. I think Sanogo might become better than Drum at offense. He seems to have a little bit more touch around the rim. Wouldn't blow that layup at the end. That blown layup at the end, I expected Drummond to just take it up hard for a dunk or get to the foul line. But he didn't. And, it's unfortunate. But Adama Sanogo, I think that's a fair statement. He has a little bit more touch around the rim because, listen, in college, he was shooting threes. Now, again, he's not going to get that off in the NBA level because that release is pretty slow. But, it is what it is. Sydney, why did we let Tibbs go if he's a good coach? Because of politics. The Bulls at that time, Sydney, they were ran by John Paxson and Gar Forman. And at that point in time, they felt like Tibbs wasn't as collaborative as what they wanted. Basically, he wasn't a yes man. And because of that, they ended up firing him. It was personal over business at that point in time. They brought in a guy that they thought was going to be their guy in Fred Hoiberg. And, the rest is history there. So Tibbs' receding hairline is going to be no hairline by the end of this game. I mean, his hairline's been receding for like 20 years, though. Like, I think at this point, like, he's holding on to some of it. If anybody remembers, Drummond does a bad job against length. Remember, I think Daniel Gafford got a career high against him. Well, Daniel Gafford isn't really length. Like, him and Drum are basically the same size. Io's back to not finishing around the rim. Listen, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Just like Kobe's three-point shooting, it's going to be okay. Stephen A. need to worry about that 5 head more than the Bulls cooking. Well, listen, I mean, at this point, Stephen A. Smith is like that forehead ain't going nowhere. I'm sorry, but you got to have Zach come off the bench just so it doesn't look like shit. and not disrupt the current starting five. Reginald, like I've said before, there is slim to no chance that Zach LaVine is coming off the bench when he comes back. They're going to throw him into the starting lineup. What up, Haize? Bulls look good out there. Mr. Mills must have paid the locker room a visit. That is hilarious. Thing about Tibbs is his rotation never went past 8 guys. That's 8 to 9 guys, right? But he's kind of learned from that a little bit. They regularly go 9 to 10 deep with New York when everybody's healthy. So, that was definitely a failing of him here in Chicago for sure. That's part of why you saw the injuries that we did. Players he rides play. He gives players a lot of minutes. Black Prophet says, tell Billy D Sanogo should be getting more playing time, but the people that think Sanogo is better are going to be better than Andre Drummond are crazy. Well, listen, I definitely think, like I've said on yesterday's episode, as long as Terry Taylor's playing well, Sanogo doesn't stand a chance to get in the game. Now, I did think, if Patrick Williams set out, you could have a chance of that, but just because you need to play somebody. But with everybody healthy, except, of course, Vooch, Zach, Lonzo Ball, Terry Craig, that's a lot of money that's out. But outside of that, as long as Terry Taylor's playing pretty good, he's going to get the nod from Billy Donovan over a rookie, undrafted rookie at that. To your point, bro, Garpax was ready to let go of Tibbs if they didn't get past Brooklyn in the first round, even when we were hurt, which was unfair. I remember glad they're gone. Yeah, I mean, there are some of the people that even said that, like, Tibbs could win a title that year and it wouldn't save his job, which is crazy. Debo, do you think the Bulls will be looked at differently by the media if they win this game against the Knicks on national TV? I don't know, man. It's hard to predict with the national media, man. Like I said, they usually keep their narratives throughout the whole season, but you never know. Sydney, fun fact, I went to school at Iowa State, and Hoiberg was coaching when I was there. I was also there with Matt T, Nang, and Morris, too. I have a pic of my Instagram with Nang. That's hilarious, Sydney. That's funny. Shout out to Sydney. Sydney's lived a life. Sydney has lived a life. He's coming back, but it won't probably be until about March. MJ, the question didn't pop up. Do you know when Torrey Craig is coming back? It won't be till March, brother. Won't be until March. We're looking good right now. Listen, I'm always looking good. It is what it is. Like it is. Do you see this shirt? Do you see this shirt? I'm always looking good. Let me stop playing with y'all. The media thinks about the Bulls differently since we have been playing better without Zach LaVine. So they are starting to think that he is the problem. I mean, there are Bulls fans that thinking that. Haize, if we win this game, we move up to the 9th seed because Brooklyn Nets are currently getting blew out. Blew out? That's a different meaning than blown out, bro. Like, what are we doing here, Shay? What are we doing here? What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing? National media is talking crazy about us as we speak. They think that this is some accident. It's not. We actually go crazy by committee, but we focus and move the ball. Well, that's what the national media is going to do, especially while they doubt the Chicago Bulls. They're going to talk about it from the point of the other team losing the game rather than what the Chicago Bulls are doing to win the game. That's just what it's going to be. DeMar playing like the best player on the court. He is right now. Jalen, I don't know. Jalen Brunson's doing some things out there, man. Woj was dropping bombs on Levine's non-existent trademark. I mean, he was the one that initially broke it. I would expect him to keep that narrative going, and it may be true. How would you rate P. Will's performance so far? I'm feeling okay about his defense. Defense has been really solid. Offensively, I mean, he's not. It is what it is there. The more I watch the Knicks, the more I'm glad that the Bulls fired Tibbs. Ooh, hey, okay. Remember a couple of years ago? Ooh, why is it? Why I really hate restream sometimes. Remember a couple of years ago, all of our media had Vooch, Zach, and Lonzo in our team photos. Now we still pay him, but can't play him. That's funny. That's funny. All right, guys, I'll be back post game, man. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on your way out if you're not subscribed to the channel. Trying to get to 20K subscribers by the end of the season. Love you guys. Go Bulls. See red if you can, y'all. Peace.